Hello, everyone. And here is Anne and myself, Efrat, again. And today we want to share a summary of another book that we discussed in our Parenting and Non-Religious Spirituality book club, which we would love you to join our online live meetings and not just listen to the summaries. The link is in the descriptions of the video. And today we'll be presenting a book that Anne will share.
Yes, welcome. And yes, we would love to see you live, and we love to do the recordings. It's always deepening for us. Yeah, and today we are discussing this beautifully designed book. It's called From the Depths of Creation, a nature-based path to healing. And the author is Beachy Gómez. And we just reflected on the book again and realized what a jewel it is and what it contains and how much it is eye-opening and nourishing to us. So just to give a short introduction about it, it's like Liz offers us to an in-depth relation with nature. Maybe I can say it from that. She is initiated in the Brazilian medicine, and I again hope to pronounce it correctly, of 𝐒𝐩𝐢𝐬𝐫𝐢, which works with different aspects of each element and opens a path of asking ourselves, like, what is my relation to this certain aspect of nature, what it represents, and what does it mean to my own healing path, and where can I empower myself, where can I question and deepen my relation, for example, to certain aspects of the wind or the water, the fire or the earth, and what does it mean for my daily life and my personality and my spirituality as a whole. So, and through exercises and inputs and descriptions of rituals, she is inviting us in this special path and this special perspective of healing. And we just also discovered that she has a healing space by herself on her own. And I haven't met her, but I wish I will one day. And yeah, connecting to the elements. What is it and what does it mean to us? Of course, you've read the book, Efrat, and everything, and we discussed it, but the connecting to the elements, and also when you look at your path as a parent, what are the first thoughts that come into your mind?
We are nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that in healing circles, we hear a lot about the elements. There is something about Liz's book that invites us to really see what she offers us the Brazilian perspective, but I think she weaves in a lot of her wisdom, but we can ask her, not right now. The depths of each element, the various aspects that it can show itself, the energies that it is, the archetypes that it is, the principles that it holds or offers us. And I think as a parent, for me, it's really important to nurture my daughter's connection to nature, to have them know they are nature, to cultivate the deep, profound, and true, not because you have to be grateful, not because you have to respect, but because you respect, because you acknowledge and you absorb and you see the beauty. And when I read Liz's book, there were all kinds of elements that I said, oh, yes, this too. And this as well. And I didn't think about it in that way. And I learned a lot from reading her book. And it, for our readers, it dances between the depths and her story and how you can apply it and questions you can ask yourself. Now, this is not a parenting book. It is a book about the potential, I guess, connection we can have with the different elements around us, the beings around us, when we open a heart and embrace it all. But as parents, the tools are really practical. The ideas are practical. She relates to aspects that our kids see, and we need as adults to be reminded of. She also shares here and there examples from, she has 2 sons. She shares examples from her own family life and how she parents. And I find myself a few times watching something happening with my daughters and saying, okay, what type of guidance do I want to offer now? And then just flipping the book and saying, oh, water, and not just specific water, but the mist in water, or air. And then even just sharing a story from the heart or connecting them through that element. It was so much guidance. It's like this book that you can read from front to back, or you can have on your bedstand and just open up when you feel that piece of guidance. So I think this is why you and I decided we want to bring this book in, because it's not intended for parents, but it's very, very practical for those of us who walk knowing that our connection to nature is part of our spiritual key.
Yeah, it's the knowing as parents that we need to nourish and understand and deepen our connection to the elements in order to guide our children and to allow them to connect to the different parts. And I also think what you said, I did it too with myself, reflecting on the different part, like the mist and the moon and the wind especially, and my relation. Because the elements is like that, you get to know the element and connect. But I like the idea of how do I really relate to this certain part of nature. And what is my friendship or my, I don't know, you really know, or I don't know you at all. And it was a big invitation to go deeper and to go more into detail. And this is also, I think, for the children, it's so interesting. And it's such a big offering to them if we invite them not to be only in the rain, but in the little things, in the details and in the specifics. And I really liked it about it. So besides all the lots of tools and inputs that are given in the book, also my mind, I had a lot of ideas that came up, and I feel like I can do this, I can do that, I can invite my children to have a dialogue with a certain part of the earth, for example, or to talk to the rain and really build a relationship. And I love that.
Yeah, as you talk, I'm asking myself, why didn't I offer this book to my teens? Because it's not just about working with them using the tools, but it's, some of the books we read together are for parents only. But this is definitely a book that I think a lot of spiritually aware teens can read and receive the foundations at an early stage of their development. I want to add something that I also really like about the book, that while she breaks it down to the different element, 𝐒𝐲𝐬, again, sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right, we tried, and showing us the different aspects that it can play in. She also offers us the integration of the elements, how they dance together. And I want to read her poem at the beginning of that chapter. Are we okay with the time for that?
I think so. But just
Okay.
go ahead.
Yeah. So the fire burned right through me, destroying all that I held dear. The ashes scoured my wounds, the quiet flame now stronger than my fear. The earth has burst 1,000 times, the usual forms and more. Now from her womb, I crawled forth onto her moozy floor. The rivers washed away my sorrow. My heart could love again. Sweet waters blessed the path ahead, and moving onward then. The wind, it cleared away old thoughts. The air was fresh and spacious, stepping beyond time and space to the place that's purely gracious. The past itself was swept away, just silence in its wake. Abundance, grace, deliciousness, beauty for its own sake. Now in swooped spirit, dancing bright, and every part of me felt pure delight and waited list. With Creator, I am free. The elements are a journey, and we often narrow them to be a tool, a perspective, working just with one. And beyond the depths, Gómez offers us the connections, the transformation, the movement between them, how one feeds the other, how we dance with them together. And I also really like it, you know, from our shamanic perspective and our worlds that are filled also with invisible worlds and non-ordinary realities that are part of our reality, that she relates to the aspect of timelessness within the air. So it's a deep, profound view and perspective on what we call the elements. It takes us much further.
Yeah.
Most others have before, from at least from what I'm familiar with.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. That was really something I knew intuitively, but I haven't deepened on that, like that, the journey through the fire, earth, water, and wind, and what it really means. Also, implementing projects the way she phrases it, like using the elements to understand a life cycle, and also your inner processes. Like it starts with a spark, and then you're taken through a cycle, and it needs all the elements to finish and to.
Now, I like the medicine wheel.
It is the medicine wheel, but starting with the fire, interestingly enough, which I really liked.
Yeah.
When we start mostly in the south, it's earth, and starting with the spark.
Yeah, depending on the cosmology, I think, but it's
yes,
but it's that process, this cycle again and again and again and again, while we deepen.
That is true.
In who we are.
And that I really thought that is, and recognizing it, and that it needs, like, some people sometimes it's like, oh, I'm fire, or but it needs, we are everything.
Yes.
And we need everything, and we need to be in good relation to all the elements, knowing that we are maybe have more of this or that within us, or we are drawn to one, but our relation needs to be in balance, and then life flows. And this is what I really liked about it, and I really want to invite my children on this journey in much deeper level.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a lot more to talk about this book. I think we're going to talk off the recording, but we invite you to read it, implement it, take it to your parenting, and until we see you next time.
Yeah. Hope to see you soon. Bye. And thank you, Efrat.
Thank you, Anne.